Hey guys, it's Eric G from Around the House Show. I wanted to introduce you to one of our new sponsors. Monument Grills was founded by three good friends in Atlanta, Georgia that wanted high-quality, durable grills inspired by iconic monuments. The grills are created for the person who loves to cook and are built to last and to enhance your outdoor cooking experience. What I love is that they are the best quality grills for under $900. So check out the American gas grill experts at monumentgrills.com. I bet you'll love to cook on one like I do. Check out the new standard in outdoor cooking at monumentgrills.com.
It's Around the House.
There's a big difference when you're looking at trailers, and you guys seem to have really come up with the secret to building something strong and reliable without it being over the top on price.
Yeah, and that's exactly it. We are competing with all of those that you just mentioned. And there are some of those. And there's a lot of trailer companies that make a good trailer. We think ours are the best, and we stand behind ours.
Around the House Show is brought to you by Pyramid Heating and Cooling. Serving in Oregon, the Portland metro area, and Bend, Oregon, they are your one-stop shop for heating and cooling and indoor air quality. To find out more, head to pyramidheating.com. Oregon CCB 59382.
When it comes to remodeling and renovating your home, there is a lot to know, but we've got you covered. This is Around the House.
Welcome to the Around the House Show, the next generation of home improvement. I'm Eric G. Thanks for joining me today. This episode is brought to you by our friends over at Monument Grill. If you're looking for a barbecue that's under $900 and you want something quality, check them out at monumentgrills.com. We are going to be talking here with somebody that has this amazing company. And as a user myself, this has made my life so much easier on projects around the house. Brad Nelson, Summit Trailers. Welcome to Around the House, brother.
Hey, thanks, Eric. Great having me on.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Here's the thing. You and I met when I came out and did the Around the House Northwest tour of your factory and got to see what handcrafting, and I say crafting because you don't have a bunch of hack welders out there trying to grind away the ugliness. You have craftspeople out there building beautiful trailers. What got you started with Summit Trailers?
I'm a manufacturing guy. I just love seeing stuff built, building it myself, always have been. My background's aerospace, actually, so it's not even trailers. And I worked for a company that grew really big over the 25 years I was with them. We did aerospace details, precision sheet metal stuff, micrometers and calipers and all that kind of thing. I was with them for, like I said, 25 years. I ran 2 different plants for them, and it was just time to leave after that. So I was looking for companies to buy and looked at a lot of them, and one of them was a trailer company. Couldn't close the deal, but still perked my interest that I think with my background, we could do something different. And so decided, since I couldn't find one to buy, we're just going to start one ourselves. So that's what we did 9 years ago.
That explains so much about the quality, because with that aerospace background, stuff has to fit perfectly machined like a glove. And that really describes your trailers in that they are finely built and things work as they're intended and they're tough as nails.
Yeah, the whole idea of with jigs and the things we do, that's from my background. And I only want to make a high quality product. I didn't want to just slap some trailers together or whatever it is I was going to make. We wanted to be different. So there was three things that I said we want to do. One is we want to make a high quality product. So in this case, it's trailers. We want to use jigs. We want to make sure they're always the same. They're square. They're just, they're just always the same thing. Second, we wanted to, where possible, be an extension of our customer. That also comes back from my aerospace days. It doesn't seem like it sometimes, that if you're a large supplier to Boeing or Gulfstream or any of those big companies, you really are an extension of them, because without you, they're not going to build any planes. And so you got to work with them all the time. Really wanted to try to do that. I think we've had some good success there. And we want to be easy to work with, transparent, never lie, cheat, steal, just be ourselves. And if you like us, great. And if you don't. And that's always been the way I've operated, including with the large aerospace companies. And then the third thing was create a great place to work. You have a great team, take care of your people. Again, don't make money by not treating them well or not paying them or messing around with them. They are who make the trailers. They make the product. If we're going to make money, be successful, it's going to be off our trailers, and they're part of that. So we start out with nothing, and pretty proud that we quickly were able to add all full benefits for everybody, from medical, dental, 401k, all that stuff, paid time off. And so and then in addition to that, we have like monthly fun team events where next month is a paper airplane contest. And last month was, in October, we did pumpkin carving, or not carving. We won't let them have, they're great, but we won't give them knives. So it was pumpkin painting.
Yeah.
And
there we go.
Yeah. And then last month was bridge building. So the classic, build a bridge out of popsicle sticks and hang some weight on it. And it was pretty funny. Some of these were really ugly, but they held some serious weight. And so much that we underestimated how much weight they're going to hold. So we said, okay, we had all the weights set up, and the first trailer up, we ran out of weights. We had to run over to the steel area and cut some more real fast to do it. So it was fun.
That's awesome. And that is one thing that I will say. I've walked through a lot of manufacturing facilities over the last 18 months, and walking through yours is one of the handful, and it's a handful, that you walk through and you get smiles. You've got happy people working there, and you can tell they just enjoy their job, and the work they do shows in that. And that's the beautiful thing. You could just tell walking through there, the smiles, the haze. I've been through a lot of places that I'll never mention, but you walk through and they're like, oh, the boss is coming. And they hunch down and get in their little safe space and keep working, but completely the opposite. So hats off to you and your team there of having great craftspeople there and making it a happy place to work.
Yeah, it's funny with the head down thing. A lot of our new people do that when I walk through. They haven't seen our environment quite yet, even though we tell them about it. But then later on, they're good. You start talking to them a little bit, ask them about whatever's going on, and then pretty soon they open up and think, oh, okay, it's a safe place. So,
are you a contractor, landscaper, or small business owner? Did you have a great year in business and are worried about those deductions for your 2024 taxes? Give your accountant a call and check out the trailers from Summit Trailer. If you want the highest quality trailer you can own, they are proudly made here in Oregon with a dealer network in the West Coast. What I love about my Summit Trailer is it's a dump trailer that was designed to work. I can load it up without having to worry about if it's going to lift the load, and it pulls like a dream. This was built to work. So it doesn't matter if you want a dump trailer like mine, or a deck over, flatbed, tilt bed, or utility trailer. They've got a trailer that'll fit your needs. Invest in your business at the end of 2024 with something you'll feel proud of pulling at the job site or your next project. Check out the best trailer in the West at summittrailermfg.com. Click on the dealer locator to find your nearest dealer at summittrailermfg.com. This is not tax advice, but hey, I bet you still need a trailer at summittrailermfg.com. Hey guys, it's Eric G from Around the House Show. I wanted to introduce you to one of our new sponsors. Monument Grills was founded by three good friends in Atlanta, Georgia that wanted high-quality, durable grills inspired by iconic monuments. The grills are created for the person who loves to cook and are built to last and to enhance your outdoor cooking experience. What I love is that they are the best quality grills for under $900. So check out the American Gas Grill experts at monumentgrills.com. I bet you'll love to cook on one like I do. Check out the new standard in outdoor cooking at monumentgrills.com. Yeah, I can actually do this here. So yeah, and that's a key because we see that so much out there that, everybody's just so protectant of, okay, I'm just going to stay under the radar and I won't get hassled. And when you've got a healthy work environment, everybody can communicate, which really solves a lot of problems long term.
It solves a lot of problems, and that's how we solve our problems. So we, as a leadership team and myself, we may come up with, this is the problem that needs to be solved. This is the thing that needs to be done better, but we don't do it in a vacuum. We really try to get our employees, and especially the ones that are actually doing that, whatever it is that we're trying to fix or make better. And that's how you get good solutions. I always joke that
Yeah.
that managers are not allowed to make decisions like that because, like, and I also joke, I'm the guy with 1,000 bad ideas, but I throw them out every day. I toss them out, and the whole idea is that they listen to it, they shake their head and say, "Yeah, that's probably the dumbest thing I've ever heard. But what if we did it this way?" And then, okay,
there you go.
I don't care. I'm not the one that needs to solve the problems. Neither are my managers. It's the people out on the floor.
You need the solution.
Absolutely.
And that's usually the best one coming from the people that are doing it every day going, this would make this a lot easier and better. All right, perfect.
Yep, that's it. That's where they come from. We tell everybody, if you're working and you all of a sudden say, this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen, or this is really difficult, or you've just handed somebody a problem if you want to bring it up. That's the solution. That's something that needs to be solved right there. It doesn't have to go through a bunch of data gathering. And again, engineers doing, that's the other thing. Engineers aren't allowed to solve any of the problems either. So all the engineers in the world are not going to what I say. They really do provide a great value, but the really taking the waste out of a process, that needs to come off the floor.
Yeah, very smart, very smart. There's a lot of trailer manufacturers around out there, and there's a lot of them coming out of the South down there that are what I would describe, at least in my words, are lighter duty thrown together trailers. And they fit that part in the market. They're the cheapest ones when you walk onto a sales lot, and they're also the ones that don't tend to last, in my experience, under heavy use. I've got a buddy that bought one a number of years ago, and he uses it for his contracting business just off and on. And I can see there's cracks in the welds. It was built really out of too thin a material, so you get the thing halfway loaded and it looks like it's under stress. And then being a dump trailer, he gets half the weight in it, and he's always debating, am I going to have to hand unload this or not? Because the ram isn't heavy duty enough, or whatever's not heavy duty enough to be able to dump the dang trailer. So half the time he's down at the transfer station shoveling the dang thing out by hand. And there's a big difference when you're looking at trailers, and you guys seem to have really come up with the secret to building something strong and reliable without it being over the top on price.
Yeah, and that's exactly it. We are competing with all of those that you just mentioned, and there are some of those. And there's a lot of trailer companies that make a good trailer. We think ours are the best, and we stand behind our stuff better than most. But so we've designed it to make sure that it's going to work and it's going to do what it's supposed to do. And that's the market we're in is really, and that's one of our challenges, is that we have, and maybe not even the flimsy trailer that you're describing, but you also have down mostly in Texas these large mega factories, and everybody knows those brand names, and they pump out maybe 400 or 500 a week when they're really rocking and rolling. They're just amazing, and we have to compete with that, and so we don't get to charge a premium for our premium product. So that's always our battle. But that's what we're all about. And so we make a great trailer and we compete with all of them. And our hopes is that people see the difference and say, yeah, I want this thing to last longer. I want to do what it's supposed to do and not have any hassles with it. And if they're from around here, there's always the buy local, right? Do you really want?
Absolutely.
You really want your money going to
Pacific
Texas?
Northwest. Yeah. If you're West Coast, this is your brand. And what I love is that I can run down and go get, in my 10-foot dump trailer that I got sitting out in the driveway right now, that thing, I can go down and get 3 yards of 3/4 minus gravel, load that thing up, hit the up button on it, and it unloads it right where I want it to go. It's not straining. It's just handling it. And that's the cool part of that, because it gives you that peace of mind of, all right, this is the right tool for the job, and it's almost easy to overload because it sure doesn't look like you've got that much in it.
Yeah, and it's funny you mentioned the dumps, because not everybody, but people overload their trailers. But dump trailers pretty consistently get overloaded. They have the higher sides, and people don't get like that 6 yards of 3/4 minus is, I think, what a yard is, like 2,300 pounds or 2,500 pounds or something like that. And they don't realize, they fill it to the top and then they don't realize how much weight they have. And you're right. Sometimes they get to the job site, wherever they're going, and the trailer doesn't go up. And then they have to shovel it out until it does. So we've designed ours to carry the load that it's supposed to, plus. We know that no one should ever overload their trailer. It's not safe. Don't haul your trailer down the road overloaded. It's actually not the bed and everything that's the problem. It's the axles and the tires. And should you have a blowout overloaded like that, good things just aren't going to happen. But anyway, so like when we developed the trailer you have, 6 foot wide, and we did it with our 7 as well, but we went to the local gravel place and we just loaded that thing up until it wouldn't lift anymore and to see just what it would do. And yeah, we did have to shovel because we got to the point, but it was so far over the limits. If someone ever tells us that our frame bent or the axle, we already know that
you did something ugly to that trailer.
Probably.
You did something ugly to that trailer, because I tell you what. And the other thing is, yeah, you're right. The safety of this, let's talk about trailer safety for just a minute, because when you're pulling something that's probably heavier than the vehicle that you're towing with, right? Now you're pushing it around. 2, I'm not sure how great that factory or aftermarket hitches and ball that you grabbed off Amazon, is that going to make it?
Yep.
You know, there's way too many things here. And yeah, and if you lose a tire, which easy to do, you know, the best tires get abused, especially in dump trailers, because you're pulling over rock, you're pulling into many times when you're in the construction field, you're going into your waste transfer station, the dump or whatever else. And what's the first thing on the ground? Nails, glass, everything you don't want to put. Because it was in the back of the trailer, the guy that was in before you. And you just don't need to play that game because, man, take the extra trip. It's like people that go down to we've all seen it. The people that run down to Home Depot, Lowe's, the lumberyard, whatever else, and they're trying to haul the 16-foot goods home in their pickup. And you're just like, do it right, man.
Yeah, there's so much stuff hanging out the back, bouncing around. Yeah. No, it's... Like I said, you should never overload a trailer. It doesn't matter if it's a dump or you got your cars on it or whatever you're hauling. And it's just, you got to be safe. It's not worth having that problem should something fail.
No, not at all. Not at all. You guys make a ton of trailers. We were just talking about the dump a little bit, but man, you guys have a wide selection of the different kind of trailers that you guys offer. Everything to big equipment trailers down to your typical flatbed that you would see maybe for a landscaper, or even like a regular car trailer that you would see somebody hauling their, GTO off to the car meet, having a good time.
Yeah, we do the dumps as we've been talking about, and we do a 7-wide 14K and a 16K. And we do the 6-wide like you have, both in 10K, 14K, and 16K. And then we also have some dumps with higher sides than most. Ours are higher than most anyways. Yeah. And then we have one that's even higher. Again, don't overload it, but the high size is pretty popular with people. Not the gravel guys. They know better than that. But if you're hauling stuff that doesn't weigh a lot, those high sides are nice. And you can also extend them even higher with the stake pockets that are up on top and build a wooden frame around it. But
water quality in your home is a hot topic right now. Everybody's talking about it. And are you worried about what you're drinking and you want to fix it once and for all? Are you tired of spending all that money on bottled water or a filter system that is expensive to run and maintain? I have a great solution for you. It's time you stop the damage and the worrying and check out Freedom Water Systems. They just changed their name from King Water Filters. This water treatment system takes care of every drop of water that comes into your house, uses no salt, no expensive filters to change, and it's made right here in the USA. Plus, it can prevent hard water scale. They have a solution for just about any water issue. To find out more information, head to freedomwatersystems.com, and if you use promo code ERIC-23, it will give you $1,000 off MSRP with a discount on the filter that will resolve those water quality issues. And if you need help, they have experts right on staff here in the United States to help you with your water quality issues. Don't miss out on this amazing sale on a product made right here in the USA at freedomwatersystems.com. freedomwatersystems.com. That's freedomwatersystems.com. And don't forget, promo code ERIC-23. Hey guys, it's Eric G, and I have a special offer for you. Do you want to get the podcast a couple days early? How about extended content that isn't in the typical podcast? Maybe you want to check out all the back episodes of the show. And I got a special deal for the first 10 days are free. I want to personally invite you to be an Around the House insider. For about $4 a month, you can get exclusive extended episodes, early access to the weekend show, and exclusive access to me, Eric G, for project questions or comments. Check on the link on your podcast player in the show notes, or head to aroundthehouseonline.com and look for the join here button. Make sure and sign up today. As always, thanks for tuning in to Around the House.
We also do.
I love it when I go get bark dust. Those sides are perfect.
Oh yeah. We do tilt beds, which so that they tilt back and you just drive up and gravity comes down and locks it in place. And for vehicles, it could be excavators, cars, whatever. Can't even be people buy not usually a tilt bed, but you can load cargo on it. But so we have wide variety of tilt beds from 16 foot up to 22 foot. We also do stationary tilts, which has a 4-foot stationary deck on the front. So if you have equipment,
landscapers,
exact something that when you back off, you don't want it tilting. And the other problem is the tilt bed. If you leave anything on the deck on a full tilt, when you take your vehicle off, it closes, and now you have a problem. You have to.
Hope you got a way to get back up
exactly.
on it. Yeah, exactly.
We are going to come out. We're developing right now a power tilt, so that for those people that want to have it power up, power down. And then we also, we have your typical flatbed, or people call them a car hauler. That's where you have the slide out ramps, and it's just a flat deck. And again, it comes anywhere from 14 to 22, 24 feet on those sometimes. And then the deck over trailers, which are they're higher. There's no fenders. And so some people will haul equipment on them, but they're really designed for product. So you can come in from the side and forklift, put pallets on it, all that kind of stuff. That's what we have in our daily business is a deck over for hauling parts between our different buildings. But it works great. And if you want, they come with ramps. You can drive a vehicle up on it. I did it once. It's scary. The first time you do that, I was like, wow, I'm way up in the air here. And then we make
like one of those big
trailers.
Car hauler guys in front of the dealership, right? You're feeling like that guy pulling up onto the second story, even though you're not.
Yeah. And then we make the smaller, what we call utility trailers. They're the ones you see. They're a lot of homeowners have them, landscapers with the metal sides, and they have the large fold down ramp, gate in the back, or we also have what's called a split ramp, which is it's a fold that it swings out, and then those ramps or the gate lifts off, and then you lay that down as your ramp if you need a ramp. So you don't have that big gate sticking up. It works nice. And then we have those in single axle, tandem axle. We also have a landscape package for the landscaper, and which is a really nice package. And then with all that, we also do tiny home frames. So we have a couple builders. We don't sell to the public on anything. It's all through our dealer network. But our tiny home frames are sold directly to tiny home manufacturers, the people that build the home. And so we build those really stout, really strong frame for the tiny home industry.
Nice. And that's a growing industry, and it's a tough one because you're putting a lot of weight up high on those things, aren't they?
Yeah, it's the reason the builders buy ours typically is the feedback we've got is they've gone to cheaper trailers, lighter duty, but it takes so long to get them set, level, square, do all that. Their workers say, no, the Summit ones, we wheel them in and we can just start building on them, right? That we don't have to mess around. So the lighter duty one typically isn't a great. Now the do-it-yourselfer might like the lighter duty one. It's less money and they have the time to mess around with that. But ours that's the foundation. It's the foundation of your house. So we treat it as such.
I don't want that metal moving around when I'm laying tile up above it on top of wood, right?
No, yeah.
That's the thing. When you're doing the tile shower in those tiny homes, that's the last thing I want to see doing is going, oh, I got to spend a lot of time to get this thing squared up so I can build on it. Then I'm like, what happens when I move it?
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
No one wants to arrive with a bunch of cracked tile.
No, it's never good. Yeah. It's never good. One thing I love about how you build your trailers too is you guys have beautiful welds. You have real welders there, and not disparaging welders at other companies, but you guys embrace the beauty of a great weld, which I love.
Yeah, we, since day one, a lot of trailer buyers want to see the welds. They look at it and say, oh yeah, that's a good weld, that's not a good weld. And so one, we want ours to look good, but they need to also be strong. You can make a pretty weld that didn't really weld very well. But we don't train them how to weld. All of our people come in with, most of them with skills. We do bring some people up through the ranks, but
sure.
Then we have our standards. They're called weld procedures, and you have to set the machine that way, and you're not allowed to change it other than a small percentage. All of our welders are all set the same, so the people have to learn how to do what we want them to do with those settings. They can't adjust them. So again, it's that standardization thing. So there's a short little video on our website and YouTube about the perfect weld that we did. We brought in our weld consultant and worked with him because our welds were good. We tested them. We were breaking them apart and we're doing all that. But as we were doing that, I was looking at the penetration that we were getting and saying, can we get more? And, oh, no, this is perfect. This passes any test out. This is certified, blah. Yeah, I get that, but can I get a little more? I think I would feel a little, can we Yeah, we can. So we worked with him, and that's where these standards came up, so that we're getting good penetration and the welds look good, and it makes our product different than some.
Are you a contractor, landscaper, or small business owner? Did you have a great year in business and are worried about those deductions for your 2024 taxes? Give your accountant a call and check out the trailers from Summit Trailer. If you want the highest quality trailer you can own, they are proudly made here in Oregon with a dealer network in the West Coast. What I love about my Summit trailer is it's a dump trailer that was designed to work. I can load it up without having to worry about if it's going to lift the load, and it pulls like a dream. This was built to work. So it doesn't matter if you want a dump trailer like mine, or a deck over, flatbed, tilt bed, or utility trailer. They've got a trailer that'll fit your needs. Invest in your business at the end of 2024 with something you'll feel proud of pulling at the job site or your next project. Check out the best trailer in the West at summittrailermfg.com. Click on the dealer locator to find your nearest dealer at summittrailermfg.com. This is not tax advice, but hey, I bet you still need a trailer at summittrailermfg.com. Are you a small business owner? Has business slowed down? How is your website? Does it look like it's seen better days and those are behind it? It's time you fix it with SciPipe Designs. My friend Johnny, that you've heard on this show each week, yeah, that's him playing in the background, is my go-to web designer that understands how to get your website and web traffic where it needs to be, and that's making you money. If you want personalized service at a much lower price than those big companies out there, check him out at sitehypedesigns.com. If you want a rockstar website to turn your business around, you gotta hire the rockstar. Just wait till you see my website coming soon. It's absolutely amazing. Contact Johnny at sitehypedesigns.com before it costs you even more money. Let's get that business turned around. It really does, because then that way you just know that, one, it's consistent, two, that frame's going to hold together from the weird job site conditions or travel conditions or whatever else that you're out there, especially with when you've got high stress loads. Landscape trailer has its stress, but you put in 3 yards of gravel on a dump, there are point loads that are huge compared to that trailer.
Oh yeah, and all of them, even you pull your big truck up on a tilt bed or a flatbed and you're getting close to the max weight, it needs to handle that forever, not for a while. It's important, and our people really take pride once they learn how we want it, and it's pretty funny when they look at other stuff going, oh man, that isn't very good, and so they're very proud of what they produce, and they love doing it.
Yeah, and I love how you guys do your lighting on the trailers too. They're just absolutely beautiful at night.
Yeah. It's all, we don't on our clearance lights, those are the ones on the side and everything. We don't use those big round, the big ones. We use these little 3/4 inch, but they're bright, and we think they look pretty cool. And then we put the lights where they need to be, and they look good. And then our top of the line Denali Pro model, it even has backup lights. Yeah, very cool. So not too many trailers have backup lights in them.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, and I like that the lights are protected on the sides like that. Those clearance lights, they're flush in there. So you're not out buying covers every other week when you're using it hard,
right?
Which is awesome. And then you guys do a heck of a job on finishing these things too with your process of prep and everything else. I use that trailer a lot, and it's got 95% of the paint still in the dump bed, which is not my experience with other brands.
Yeah, when we started out, we didn't skimp anything on the paint process with our paint booth. We have a really nice booth. It has good flow. It's called a downside draft, so you're not getting a bunch of fog in there. We even have hoists in our paint booth to lift the trailers up so we can paint underneath. But the process, I got to throw some kudos out to the PPG and our paint supplier. Mm-hmm. They worked with us really closely on not just what paint to use, but how to apply it and what's important, mm-hmm. and temperature and the mixture of what the different things you're adding in there. And they've just done an amazing job supporting us, and our trailers look beautiful. I still love looking at our Cascade and Denali Pro series with that charcoal with the metal flake in it. It's just, in the sun, it's just gorgeous.
Beautiful.
Yeah, yours is that way. And
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and our black is funny. Even our black trailers, they're really black. So if you had to touch up one of our trailers and you went down to the store and got whatever Krylon or whatever Rust-Oleum, mm-hmm. black, gloss black, and you sprayed our trailer, it's going to actually look a little brown, because our trailer
is they're black brown versus black.
Yeah, it's really black. So yeah, and they look great. And considering that the steel we use is just is structural steel, just like everybody. So yeah, we're very proud of the finish and how our trailers look when they're all done.
Yeah, you guys just do such a great job. And man, those brakes too, you guys have not undersized anything. I can have rock, gravel on the back of that going downhill. And boy, with my truck, I've never had a trailer ride so cleanly behind me when the brakes are done, when the brakes are going, because you could forget it's back there, which is very unusual for a lot of trailer brands out there, because some of them, you can never get them adjusted correctly. And whatever you guys are doing magically with yours, I tell you what, they work super well. And you can tell that they're back there, but you forget that they're back there.
Yeah, I think, we use Lippert axles on all of our trailers. They make a great axle in the brakes. And they stand behind their stuff as well. As far as ours, of course, all of our trailers both axles have brakes on them. And most do. There are some that, because by law, you can get away with just one axle with brakes. But it's also where we locate the axles and how precise we have them squared with the trailer, the towing aspect of that. And that has a lot to do with what you're describing when you either just towing it or put your, foot on the brake pedal. Yeah, I've towed some pretty large trailers behind a smaller truck, and I forget it's back there, even though it's way bigger than it's empty, but way bigger than like a tow with a little 4Runner or something, and I'm hauling a tilt bed someplace, and man, don't even know it's back there sometimes.
It's easy. I've had a couple 3 yards of gravel in the back of that thing behind my 2024 Chevy Colorado, and I forget it's back there.
Yeah.
And that it's rated for it, but still, it's a smaller truck. It is not my other big boy truck that I've got. And it does such a great job of that, which really just shows you how much, and it's scaled correctly. It looks good behind that, but when I put it behind my 3/4 ton truck, it looks good there too. So sometimes it can look like Chris Farley, fat man in a little coat, but they scale right and look good. And I think that's the high sides and everything else that you guys have done to make those trailers just be even more stout and carry more load.
Yeah, those high sides is funny because we went with that not just to be different, But I personally don't like pulling 7-foot wide or 8-foot wide trailers. There's not much lane left, right? And I don't pull trailers for a living, even though we make them. And I prefer 6-foot wide because it gives you a little more lane, especially if you're having to go around town to do something. So those higher sides, if you look at a 7-foot wide, just a standard, a lot of our competitors' trailers, and then you take our 6-foot wide, same 14K, our load capacity volume is just a little bit less than that big trailer. And you can't fill them up to the top anyway. So people will say, I want this, or your trailer, this one better because it hauls more. No, it really doesn't. Not enough. Oh. And so you can have a 14K, 6-foot wide, 12-foot long, or you can have a 7-foot wide, 14 long of our competitors, and they're almost the same cubic feet. And
exactly,
ours is going to hold a little more payload because we aren't as big. So there's a little bit less steel. And so still rated at the 14 or the 16K. Those high sides really help. And like I said, if I'm driving around town, last thing I want is a giant, something as wide as a street behind me.
Oh, you know where it's great? Pulling into the home center parking lot where I can take up 2 spots ahead of each other, right?
Yeah.
I can get in there. I can pull into those spots. The math doesn't work so well with a 7-foot wide trailer because when you get in there, all of a sudden the outside of the fenders are within 4 inches of the line out there. And if you don't have spots on either side, or if people come in and park next to you, you're not getting out till somebody moves sometimes in some of those tighter parking lots. So it really gives you a luxury of getting in and out of places. And especially in cities, older neighborhoods where you can't really get 2 cars going down side by side. This is where money is because you can actually get down into those neighborhoods and not have to sweat it. Going, oh no, how am I getting down in here?
Yep, no, that's nice. The only time the 7-foot wide really, I think, is a better route to go is if you're hauling your excavator in the trailer to the job site, right? So you don't have to have 2 trailers then. So you don't have much of a choice. The excavator's not going to fit in a 6-foot wide.
Yeah, depending on the size. A lot of these guys now are using those ones that I'm starting to see out there that'll move in and out on the track so they can get into backyards and stuff now. So for those, 6-foot's going to be beautiful for that. So get you through the fence and the gate without having to do too much damage.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys sell these things all down the West Coast, and you got a pretty wide dealer network with, if somebody's out there right now going, hey, I need to get one of these before the end of the year, so I want to get my tax breaks for this year. You guys have a lot of dealers out there that carry this stuff sitting right there on the shelf, basically.
Yeah, we have over 30 dealers, and we're very solid in Washington and Oregon. We have dealers in Idaho, Montana, Northern California, and Nevada. You should be able to find what you're looking for, and they all stock, so it's not just always make to order. And the dealer should have what you're looking for, and if you're looking for something more specific, they can always order it. Most of our dealers have slots in our production schedule that go way out, even though they don't know what they're going to order yet. So they have that said, I want to load every whatever, once a month, twice a month, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And so they're in our schedule to be determined. And so when they get close, then they just tell us, okay, this is what I want on that next load. So if they don't have it,
nice.
And you can go to the dealer, and they normally aren't going to be that far out because they could, almost all the dealers will take a sold unit and say, I'm going to take off what I'm going to stock and replace it with a sold unit any day of the week. So they just call us up and say, hey, this next load, I wanted this 18-foot tilt bed Cascade. Now I want to change it to a 20-foot Denali Pro, whatever. And okay, not a problem. And that way the lead time comes down.
All right, Brad. So is there anything we didn't talk about today that I might have missed over? Because you guys have a lot of depth to your company.
No, I think we've covered everything. From all the trailers we make to our outstanding customer service and how we stand behind our product and just how we go about doing our stuff. I think we're a little bit different than most.
Absolutely. And guys out there, all you people out there listening on the show today, thanks for tuning into this, because I tell you what, these guys have awesome trailers. It's what I use. And That's why Brad is on the show today with Summit Trailers. What's the best way for people to find you guys and find one of the wonderful dealers you got across your dealer network?
Yeah, you can go to our website, Summit Trailer Mfg as in manufacturing.com. And there's a dealer locator. Pick the closest one. There's a lot of them, and just contact them directly. Again, we don't sell to the public, so everything goes through our dealer network. So they can answer any questions. If they can't, feel free to give us a call. We're not a big, huge company. We can still provide that one-on-one service if you need some information. But the dealers you can go see them. They all stock. So you can touch them and kick them and look at them and compare them to the other guys that are sitting next to them.
Exactly. I can tell you what, guys, you will not be disappointed. Brad, thanks for coming on today. I really appreciate it. And I thought, wow, let's just do an episode on trailers, because I tell you what, for all the people out there, whether you got a farm or a ranch or a construction company, or you're just a homeowner that loves doing a lot of projects, this can be a lifesaver for doing stuff around the house.
All right. Well, thanks a lot, Eric. Appreciate having me on.
I appreciate it. I'm Eric G. Thanks for tuning in to Around the House.
Should I be allowed to be so hot? So many people without.
Are you a contractor, landscaper, or small business owner? Did you have a great year in business and are worried about those deductions for your 2024 taxes? Give your accountant a call and check out the trailers from Summit Trailer. If you want the highest quality trailer you can own, they are proudly made here in Oregon with a dealer network in the West Coast. What I love about my Summit Trailer is it's a dump trailer that was designed to work. I can load it up without having to worry about if it's going to lift the load, and it pulls like a dream. This was built to work. So it doesn't matter if you want a dump trailer like mine or a deck over, flatbed, tilt bed, or utility trailer. They've got a trailer that'll fit your needs. Invest in your business at the end of 2024 with something you'll feel proud of pulling at the job site or your next project. Check out the best trailer in the West at summittrailermfg.com. Click on the dealer locator to find your nearest dealer at summittrailermfg.com. This is not tax advice, but hey, I bet you still need a trailer at summittrailermfg.com.